We'd like to start out by thanking our valuable sponsors. Sense of Satisfaction by Cricket is the place for all your fragrance needs. Plus, she's got products to heal what ails your skin and your hair. Shop at scentsbycricket.com. Special thanks to our valued sponsor, John Travis, a financial coach and certified Kingdom advisor with Richard Young Associates, a registered investment advisor. Thanks goes to Anna Patterson, my sister in the Lord who faithfully gives to this ministry every month. And to our newest sponsor, LaToya Gerard of Preach the Word Worldwide Network. She is a valued sponsor and a major encourager regarding this ministry. We need and would love to have you as a sponsor. Absolutely no gift is too small. Please note the info regarding giving throughout and at the end of the show, and help us spread these testimonies around the world. Please note that the views and opinions expressed on this show are not necessarily the viewpoints of our sponsors. It's time to hear the story, make the connection, learn the lesson, and gain the wisdom. Are you ready? Let's get charged and be changed. The Sister Speak Brother Break Show. Conversations on grace, healing, and deliverance. This is Marcy Bush. Come on, let's journey together. Hello, and thank you for joining us for the Sister Speak Brother Break Show. Y'all, you already know I always say it, but I really do always mean it. We have a very special guest with us today. This is somebody that I have known for a very long time. We have with us Douglas Bates. He's someone who, like I said, I've known most of my life. Can't actually pinpoint when we met because I think we went to school together almost the whole time. He may be a year or two ahead of me, but this man's life has changed so many lives. Everybody sees the jewel that he is. And I always say, if you don't like Doug, something is wrong with you. One of the most unique men I have ever met, one of the most humble, but also one of the greatest men I have ever met in my life. And so I'm glad that he's here with us today. And I know that his journey is going to bless your life. So, Doug, thank you so much for accepting. It's been on my heart off and on for a long time to ask you. And the other day, I think we were in church Sunday, and I was like, I still never talked to Doug. Mm-hmm. So when I called, you accepted, and I'm really grateful that you did. Okay. So Doug, we usually just kind of start out at the beginning. Tell me about Lil Doug.
Okay. I remember my dad leaving when I was probably about 6 years old. Okay. And I go back in my mind and I remember him playing with me. We would be wrestling and stuff. And then one day I looked, that was gone. So I grew up just my mom and myself from elementary to middle school to high school. Okay.
And see, I never even, because that was when I started thinking about you, I was like, I don't ever remember Doug's dad being around, but he was around until you were 6. Uh-huh. Okay.
Yeah.
So when he left, though, where did that throw you? Because like you said, just one day, it was no more.
Yeah. Then it caused me, even though it was a short time, I missed that. Mm-hmm. Okay, I don't have this guy to play with me. Mm-hmm. I don't have nobody to guide me on the man part of me, which at the time I didn't know that.
Right. Now, so do you have any siblings?
No, I'm the only child.
Okay, only child. And so it was you and your mom growing up. So do you remember kind of moving into that role of feeling like I'm the man of the house?
Yeah.
Or were you still, did you kind of move in? I've seen little boys who kind of move into protector.
Mm-hmm. And that's what I did. I remember growing up, you know, even talking to my mom about different guys. I was like, okay, no. So
Okay.
it's like I did move into that role, not
Okay.
even knowing that I was moving into that role,
Right.
but I did move into it.
Right. Were you a happy little boy?
Yeah, but that part that you know, the part that dad brought me, I started missing that.
Okay. Okay. And so elementary school, high school, middle school, high school, do you remember any major moments during those times, whether it was in school, at home? Were there any major things that kind of affected you?
Now I just remember now it's like I'm trying to be somebody I don't know that I was trying to be. I remember like my cousins, they would come and it's almost like I was trying to be a father figure. Didn't know that at the time, but I just remember like taking care of them, making sure they're all right, giving them the stuff that I didn't have.
Okay. Okay. So without even knowing it, you just kind of shifted into that role.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I know I remember you high school. I'm thinking maybe middle, but I don't know. But I know for sure high school I remember you. Because you used to drive a bus, didn't you? How did you move into doing that? Was that like your first job?
It was. Getting to the bus part of it, I remember they made an announcement about if you want to drive a bus, we'll be taking classes. So I was like, oh, okay, I'm about to get into that.
Okay.
If I get a bus, I'll get away to school, and I'll be paid to come to school.
Right. Okay. Now, did you have a lot of friends? Since you didn't have the siblings, did you have a lot of friends growing up?
I did. I didn't had a lot of friends, and I noticed one of the things that I was like real like gracious.
Okay.
That I got people, so it put me in a position of treating people right.
Gotcha.
Making sure folks are okay.
Gotcha. So which did you go to? Where did you go to elementary and middle?
I went to Greendale for my elementary, New Ellington Middle School for middle, and then of course Silver Bluff High School.
And see, like I said, I thought I remembered. Then I'm like, but Doug is from Jackson. But I thought I remembered you. So kind of like with Terry too. Y'all came to New Ellington. Okay. So as life progressed, were there any men who kind of stepped in after your father left, like in your early life? Were there any uncles or community people or anything?
My uncles did. You know, on my mom's side, I know her brothers did.
Okay.
You know, they watched over me. On my dad's side, you know, there was some people that was watching over me, but still they wasn't, doing what I wanted.
Right. Okay. Now, did you have any contact with your father after he left?
I did not have any contact with my father until I got in high school.
Okay. Was he still in the area?
No, my dad had moved to New York.
Okay.
And so by the time I got in high school, and I remember him coming down, and then all of a sudden he said, hey, this summer, I'm going to bring you up to New York. So my 10th grade and my 11th grade year, I spent the summer with him.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So he did come back into my life.
Okay. How was New York versus, was he in the rural part or in the city?
No, he was like in the rural part.
Okay. Because I was going to say, Lord, New York from down, you know what I'm saying, as a teenager. Okay. And so did you feel that did it help you, or did the separation again, what did it do for you when you did spend that time with your dad?
It got me to the point, I remember, because by the time I become a member of New Beginning, it wasn't New Beginning, it was Shining Stars. And I will always remember, and Bishop wasn't Bishop at the time.
Right.
He was still, pastor. And I just remember him saying, hey, y'all, because we don't know people's lives, we don't know why people do what they do, have your heart just in case people come back.
Okay.
And so I had my heart open. And when he asked, and I said yes, well, then that gave me the understanding that, okay, he didn't forget me. Okay. Okay, he did want to spend time with me.
Okay. Gotcha. Gotcha. So, from high school, and like anybody who knows you, I have honestly never witnessed what people call a bad day with you. And I've never, it baffles me. It really does. I'm grateful.
Yeah.
It's out, and I know I'm not foolish enough to think you haven't had, sad times, rough times, but it's like when you come out of your door, you must have your mind made up. And now, which we'll get to later, that you've had so many people in, I'm sure even inside, it's probably even a smaller space to once you leave out of your bedroom, But so, because as far as I remember, that's been you. How did you make that decision even before you got? I understand once we're in the Word, once we're in a ministry like we're in, that you're taught to make decisions. But back then you weren't taught that. So do you know, where does that come from?
I don't know. Now that I'm older, and I listen at Bishop say some of the times, a lot of the stuff that the older folks say is coming into play. I just remember my mom, we in church. Every Sunday we in church. Okay. I remember little, I would get up early, then go out the door to play. And I'm hoping she would oversleep. She never did. She would always, come to the door and call my name. And I would say, where are you? I'm out here playing. Then she would say, you know what the day is. So starting from a younger age, that church part of me, it got in me.
Okay.
And then I just remember sometimes when my mom would be at work, I didn't know this, my neighbor was telling me, said, Doug, there's times, because we didn't have air conditioning, so all the windows would be up.
Okay.
I would just sit in the house sometimes and just start singing. And when I look at it now, I don't know where it came from. Okay. It just, because it's like I'm one of the only ones in my family that's singing. Okay. But I would sing some of the old church songs. And when I look back at it now, Marcy, that was some of the stuff that was keeping me.
Yes.
Even though with some of the stuff that I was singing, I didn't know what I was singing.
Right.
But it was keeping my mind, and I didn't even know it until I look back. Sometimes when I sit down, I'm outside cutting the grass, and I'm like, Lord, that was keeping me.
Yes.
Even when I was 8 and 9 and 12, it was keeping me. And I remember my neighbor said one time, dude, my grandma would come on the porch and she would hear you singing in the house, and she would just sit there and listen at you sing.
Do you remember, because you used to lead at church too, do you remember the first song you ever read? You don't remember?
I just remember because that's when me and Terry got even closer, because we ended up being on the same choir. And I remember they would say, like, okay, dude, we'll pick this song, and I'll go home and I would practice it and get all of the verses down and get all of the notes in, and then I would just come back and sing that song.
Okay. What was one of the ones you used to sing when you were young?
One of the ones, oh gosh, what was that song? And if you wouldn't ask, I probably wouldn't know.
I know. So you, Terry, Anthony, all of y'all.
All of them.
And see, even as we're talking now, I'm taking the trip back, and I can remember. It was just like such, and we know that choirs back then, everybody used to fellowship together, choir anniversaries, all that. So there was a lot of us seeing each other, and it was, I guess, certain sounds from certain choirs. And I can still hear Anthony stomping that floor while he was playing. And it's just amazing. It's like we didn't even need drums back then. Because the spirit would be so high, and it felt like so much unity, because everybody from the community, you would know, you'd kind of have remembered at times whose anniversary comes in which month.
Yes.
And we looked forward
To that.
to worshiping with one another. So it's like singing saved your life, kept your mind.
Yeah.
So you always just sang in the church? Did you ever do any talent shows, anything like that?
It was just always in the church or at the house.
Okay. But you say your mom didn't sing? No? Okay. But God just gave you that to keep you.
And that's what I'm thinking. Because there's times, Marcy, I'll sing songs and then I'll forget them. And I say, Lord, that was just for that moment that I just needed that.
Right. So, as you went on, once you graduated high school, and I always say, if we end up looping back to something, this doesn't have to be walked all the way through. We can get on into something that happened in your adulthood. And if it goes along with something from your childhood and you want to talk about it, we can do that. So once you graduated high school, what did you do then as far as work, or did you keep driving the bus then?
No, once I graduated from high school, my 12th grade year, on my 11th grade year, once we finished that year, the summer came. And then my mom was working at Graniteville Mill. So I ended up getting a summer job at the Graniteville Mill down with my mom. And what happened was, once the summer was over with and I was becoming the year that I come back to school, I'm a senior, I asked the guy, because it was 4 to 12, hey, can I continue to work? I'm going to work from 4 to 12 and I'm going to go to school my senior year and do both of them. Now, I gave the bus up because I couldn't do the bus.
Right.
Once we got out of school, I would go home for like 20 minutes and I'm out going to work.
Oh, my goodness.
And I worked my whole senior year and bought my own car.
Really?
When I got ready to graduate, I bought my own car for my own graduation present.
Okay. What pushed you to do that? I mean, was it to help your mom? Was it because you liked it? And
that's what it was, to help my mom. I remember, Marcy, we didn't have a telephone. Once I got the job, I told my mom, I'm gonna take on that bill. I put a phone in the house. Once I got that job, I don't want to put cable in the house. So it was to help my mom.
Wow. So you just continued at Graniteville once you graduated?
Yep. And then watch this, because now we're talking the journey. It's like now, and I don't know it. Now God is talking. I don't know it. Because all of a sudden I come to my mom and I say, Mom, let's me and you put our money together and let's find us a place. And we gonna find a place, and I'm probably gonna be crying right now, because now I didn't know God was doing all of this stuff. And when I look back at it, so we riding around, I'm looking for a place. We go to Bean Pond Baptist Church for a choir anniversary. I passed by this double wide trailer in Jackson, because we stay off of 278 down by Silver Bluff. I'm 19 years old, and we passed by in Jackson. And I'm like, hey, there go a trailer, because I told my mom we're going to pay for something together, and then eventually I'm going to move out and I'll get my own place. So we can have something. Because the land we were staying on at the time, it wasn't our land. It was just the trailer was ours. So I saw this trailer, this double wide trailer, no number. And then when I look back at it, I said, God, what's doing this? There's land beside this trailer. I called the number I didn't want the land. I just called the number and said, hey, excuse me, you have some land in Jackson on Hankinson Street. There is a double wide trailer right beside it, and the grass has grown up. I'm just trying to figure out, do you know who's trying to sell it? She said, no, we selling the land. And then all of a sudden the lady said, give me a couple of days. I'm going to find out who's selling it. The journey starts. I don't know the journey starts. Now all of a sudden, this lady calls me back and said, well, I figured out who's trying to sell it. She said, this is what they want for it. She said, the people up and left owing money, and they took the bathtub out of it. They took the refrigerator, the regular stuff that comes in a mobile home. So would y'all like to see it? So I said, oh, yeah. This lady gets in contact with the people. They come and show us. She said, so what they want for the double wide trailer is $25,000 for the trailer and the land. So this is 1989.
Okay.
So I said, okay. I have no credit. I don't know how my mom's credit is. All of a sudden, this lady says, because how do you do this? I got a friend that'll loan you $25,000, and the only thing you got to do is pay him back. Marcy, when I'm looking at that, and I'm saying, because I'm older now, and I'm saying, God, you've been doing stuff for us, for me and my mom. Goodness. Because who would lend us $25,000 and you don't even know me? You don't even know if we're going to pay this money back. This guy lent, we go to the lawyer's office. They set everything up. The lawyer says, so you're the people that owns the trailer. You're the people that's buying it. And you're the people that's going to lend them the money to get the trailer from them. He said, so we signed the papers. Yes. The people that owned it, they gave them the check. So now we got to pay this guy back. And me and my mom paid this guy. Okay. Because he had his own business. Paid this guy until we paid this guy off. Wow. Marcy, then all of a sudden, I went back to this guy and says, now watch this. Let me. I got to go this way. Okay. Because now Bishop is Bishop now. Okay. I had a car and it tore up. So now I'm no longer have a car because I don't have the money to pay for the car. To get another car right now. So now Bishop is saying, okay, dude, don't put no more money into this car. Because you need a car, not the car. Get you a car that you can afford. So I said, okay, so I go around, my credit's not that good. Because remember, we didn't borrow the money from the bank. We paying this guy back.
So there's no record of it. Like
that we paying him on time. So then all of a sudden, Bishop takes me around to these car lots because I don't have a car. And then the guy says, okay, we ran his credit. He can't get this car. He can get this car. And so I said, okay, so Bishop says, okay, Doug, now you got to start off somewhere. You got, this is the car. So then the guy says, okay, so all you need is $1,000 down. So I said, well, Bishop, I don't have $1,000, but my income tax, I have it in 2 months. I have it in 2 months, the $1,000 down. So Bishop says, now nobody don't know this. Bishop says, Doug, I'll give you $1,000. 2 months, you just pay me back. This is the journey. And then a lot of people don't realize, because I'm about to cry.
You fine. There's a lot of crying take place here. You fine.
A lot of people don't realize, because I've had conversations with people, even when I get into the journey of raising different boys. Y'all, you will never deter me from this guy. Yeah. Because y'all don't know the journey that this guy lends me $1,000 until I can get $1,000 so I can get a car. So I can have a way back and forth. And so when I'm at the house and you're saying the journey, I'm like, a lot of people don't know this stuff. And I pays Bishop back, and a lot of people don't know. That's why I'm saying, I remember saying one time, because Bishop have different stories of he done all this stuff for people. And I remember saying one time, God, before I do Bishop wrong, if I ever think about doing Bishop wrong, just kill me. There's no way that this guy don't turn my life around and he don't become this father figure. Because by the time I get around to get in Troy, by the time this 14-year-old boy steals a car, and he get killed in it, I don't even know Troy. And then when Bishop says going down there and telling this lady that another son, not another one of your child will die like that, well, I go down there, and then this journey starts.
Yeah, and it's so many different journeys. Like, your journey is so many different roads. Yeah. And I guess for all of us it is. There's so many different components to the story, but all of them going back on that same that path, that journey that God has for you.
And you don't think about it until like, cause I've thought about it, even that I'm older now. I've thought about it. I'm like, God, you've been watching.
Yes.
How? So you got us prepared to getting to Jackson, to move to Jackson, because by the time I'm spending time with Troy, he gonna end up going to Jackson Middle School.
Right.
I don't know that this boy, the journey is he gonna end up living with us.
But that's even further up the road, because do you remember how old you were when you got Troy?
Yeah, I was like probably like 24, 25.
Okay, so
Troy was 12.
Okay, so let's go back to even 19. You get this trailer.
Yeah. Now we in Jackson.
Because you wouldn't have even been on that end.
Nope.
Okay.
So it's like God worked that out.
Yes.
That, cause to be honest, when we got the trailer, some people came up and said, "How did you get this trailer?" We was trying to get this trailer. I said, y'all, all I did was call the number, the land. I said, when you look at it, Mark said, that makes no sense for me to call the number for land, buy this trailer.
And that woman is willing to take her time and try to find out.
And figure out.
And then have somebody to loan you money.
Yeah.
Who doesn't even know you.
Don't even know us.
No interest. Was there interest?
Just a little bit. That's what she said. She said, we're just going to charge you a little bit interest because we're not a bank. So he'll make a little bit off of it.
But still, like you said, this man didn't know y'all were going to pay him.
No.
So how did it feel once you had your own?
So now it's like, this is ours. The land is ours. The mobile home is ours. So now we're working on, cleaning it up, because it wasn't that bad off. It's just they took some stuff out of it. So we cleaned it up and got stuff moved in, and we moved in. And I'm going to church, then going around like you said before.
Thanks so much for joining us today. If you've been blessed by today's show, feel free to let us know. And if you'd like to sow into this ministry, become a sponsor, or contact us, you can reach us at 803-221-0169. Or you can email us at the ssbbshow@gmail.com. Let's continue this journey together. We need and would love to have you as a sponsor. Absolutely no gift is too small. Please note the info regarding giving and help us spread these testimonies around the world.